Good morning, y'all.
Morning, morning.
Welcome to Tuesday, another blessed day. First of all, I want to give God thanks and all the glory for waking me up this morning. I'm grateful and I'm thankful for life and the opportunity to trade. So I want to give Him all the glory and all the thanks. So
Let's get to these charts.
let's get to these charts. All right, so let me go ahead and share my screen with y'all. Right here. Remember, there's no rush to us trading. All right. So, first thing I want y'all always to do is make sure that you take a look at what's coming up as far as news wise. We're going to have some volatility around 10 o'clock. So, when the market open, the market might be flat, might, right? But then you have 10 o'clock news at 10 o'clock. So, remember, if the market is going up, right? And then we get news at 10 o'clock, the market can go the opposite direction, right? So there's two big news coming out at 10, Jolt's job openings, and then you have the ISM manufacturer PMI. So with those are two red folders. You have a medium. The orange ones are medium. This one don't really mean much, right? But construction spending, you want to see what's going on as far as in the housing market. So we got quite a few news coming in at 10 o'clock. So make sure you're careful. We have another news, a medium news at 9:45. So if anything, you want to make sure that you're saying being patient with your trades. Now there's a lot of decent setups. One of them that I was looking at is AVGO if it break on the daily. So right now we're sitting at everything gap down right here. So what I would like right now, it's at VWAP. So these dotted lines right here is my VWAP. So great place to be at as far as where it's at. I would like to see a bounce off of this and break, right? Once the break happens here, then our target will be up here at 71. Now, the first target, realistic, because there's a gap fill that needs to take place. So with a gap fill right here, you're looking at gap fill at 69.11, right? So that's your gap fill. So it might go to that gap fill, come back down, but because this would be considered a 2-2 reversal to the upside, then your target will be up here at the high of this candle, but I always choose the body. So right here is look at that. So respecting VWAP right here. So in a sense, I don't like to take trades the first 15 minutes. Okay. We like to see what's going on the first 15 minutes. And if you look right here, we have a lot of resistance up here. So we might not even with this, let's see something. How long since it's touched the yellow line that you're looking at is my 200 EMA. So from here to the current one is right here. So it haven't touched in 310 bars. So we could see AVGO up here at 68 because it haven't touched in 310 bars, right? So that's a good indication right there. It's pushing up right now. Let's look at a 5 minute. Good place on the 5 minute. It's still under VWAP though. It's still under VWAP. Right here, it's under VWAP. Yeah. There it goes, pushing. From there to there, $1.50 move. We're looking good, but again, on a 15-minute VWAP, we're breaking. If this breaks this candle right here, we know that we can push. So if this breaks this previous candle, we could push more. All right. So let's see if it's breaking, which most likely it will. Again, we're gonna have news in the next 15 minutes. Okay. So on a weekly time frame, let's see, a weekly time frame, Our weekly is bearish. Now we did come down here and test support down here. Okay. On a monthly time frame, this is our monthly right now. Okay. So our monthly, we know that that's a big ass candle to the downside. So we're looking for at least a push up and then come back down. If this breaks right here, my God, we don't know. The next support level is going to be at 57, then from 57 all the way down to 44, right? So we have to pay attention to those. Look at that fake out on the 15-minute. So, like I said, you have to be very patient. I probably, to be honest, it's like if you don't see a good, like a really good setup, don't force your trades. I'll say that. Don't force your trades. Now, this is going to be a new 5 minute coming in. So, in a new 5 minute, I like the 5 minute as far as the setup because the 5 minute is testing support on the 200. So if it breaks the five right here, we could see more upside to that 68, 168 level that I just showed you on the 15 minute, right? But again, I would rather it come down here and test the 50 on the daily and then bounce off of that and come up. That's what I would rather see. So we're gonna pay attention to that one a little bit. Um, what other one that I know that I was looking at? Google was a good one too. Let me split my screen because I'm gonna be watching that. So I'm gonna have AVG on the side. So I'll keep AVG over there. And then I'll go through my other ones. Apple gap down. So look at this. Apple gap down below the 50. So Apple right now is bearish. Right? Um, let me see on a 15-minute time frame. Yeah. So Apple right now is below the 200. So that right there shows like Apple right is below the 200. Now we're seeing a bullish divergence on the 15-minute. So you have this low right here, right? On your oscillator, you have higher low. So we have a 15 divergence on a 15-minute, but this have to crack. I would rather see it crack above the 50 because the 50 is gonna be some kind of resistance. When it hit this 50 line, it could reject hard. Okay. So I would like to see this push above here, which is breaking the 15, the previous 15. So I would rather see it push close above this 200 and then continue. But I don't like Apple setup as much. I really don't like Apple setup as much. Um, Let me see on the lower time. Let me take a look at SPY. Okay. Yeah, so SPY is coming down.
Yeah, two reversal.
Yeah. But this is the first 15 minute.
Mm-hmm.
And it gapped down. So one of the things too, guys, this is the first 15 minute price gap down. So if you're buying puts, you're gonna be buying those contracts heavy. So the least pullback that you get, then your contracts are gonna go to shit, especially if you're doing 0 day, 0 DTE. So what you want to make sure you do is that's why a lot of times you need to wait for the first 15 minutes. Even if you could wait till 10 o'clock when the banks come in, right? That will be good because the contracts are now settled. Okay. But typically you normally get some kind of play within. So what will be nice within the first 15 minutes, because right now SPY's on VWAP. So with this, if you see SPY come here, come down here, pop up and turn green on this day, because VWAP is right here, then we could see SPY push. And remember, it has a bullish divergence on the day. So right here, you have lower low, So let me show you. We have a bullish divergence on the day. So you have lower low right here, and then you have higher low on the oscillator. Let me see. You have higher low on the oscillator. So that counts as a bullish divergence, right? Now, the bullish divergence will confirm once this candle breaks because even though it has a bullish divergence look, it still can continue down and then you end up being wrong. When you want to know that it's confirmed is if it breaks this high of the day, then we have a reversal to the upside. So it's confirming the bullish divergence. So you want to pay attention to that as well. Yeah, so right now everything is being settled. I'm watching AVGO over here because if you notice, AVG is just settling right now. Let me see 5 minute on this. You see how SPY is popping back up?
Bouncing off the 200.
Huh?
It's bouncing off the 200.
Oh yeah, it's bouncing off the 200 right here on the 5 minute. That's a 5 minute, yeah. So now it over VWAP right here. So it's over VWAP on the 5 minute using VWAP as support. Really and truly, you could do a call right here. If it breaks right here, we could do a call, at least a 57, a $58 call. Yeah, so you can, but again, you could wait for the contract to settle. Wait till the first 15 minutes because it can fake you out. Okay, so patience is everything. Yeah, it might run, and you could have said, "Yo, man, I could have made all this money on that 5 minute candle," but then this can reject up here and drop back down and drop even more. So sometimes you want to wait for the first 15 minutes just to make sure. Again, this is a 2-2 reversal to the upside. So we're going to come to at least right here at 57.72. We're going to test the high, possibly test the high. AVGO just did the same thing. Yeah. AVGO just did the same thing.
Which one?
I would rather take AVGO. AVGO will give me a better thing. So you see that, guys? Look at the rejection. Came up close to take profit. See that? Came up close to take profit. The high of that was 72. The high of this is 65. So it came up close to that, reject, right? So that shows that there's some kind of resistance right here. Okay. So we're going to wait again to see if it rejects or it should break out. So we're going to see what's going to happen right here. Again, there's no rush to it. Okay. You have 2 minutes left in the first 15-minute candle. You could wait 2 minutes instead of losing money because you're trying to jump in a trade too early. So just like that, came up close to take profit. It didn't hit it exactly, but then now it's reversing back down. So that's what I was talking about. Now remember too that there is news at 10 o'clock. So if you're getting in your trade and you're saying, oh, it's going in my direction, I'm gonna hold on to it and then guess what? 10 o'clock comes in, you didn't take profit, and now it goes the opposite direction for the whole day, and you're looking like an ass, right?
Take profit is basically what he's trying to say.
I'm gonna say that because I've been through it, right? I've been through it. I've done it before. So there's certain things. That's why I say make sure when you're in profit, take something off the table, right? Take something off the table. We have SPY dropping hard right here. Okay? Did exactly like that's why I said wait the first 15 minutes. And then remember, we have news coming out right here. We have news coming out. So in a sense, like to be honest, I'm gonna wait and see. If I get a good setup after this 15-minute candle, then great. but we have news coming out at 10 o'clock. So sometimes there's no rush. Just wait. AVGO is pushing. Look at that. AVGO pushing. Nice push on AVGO. Right? What I want to see on AVGO, this new 1 minute, this new candle, I want AVGO is right now on the VWAP. It's respecting VWAP. So close right around here. Don't pop up, create no high. Come back down with this new candle. Come back down, either test right here or just touch VWAP and break VWAP. See, VWAP is right here. So if we reject off of VWAP and come back down, we know, all right, that's trouble. But in a sense, if we stay right within here, keep VWAP as a support and then bounce and break, then our first area is going to be this 200 because they haven't touched the 200 and 310 bars. Typically, you want to see a candle. The EMAs are like kind of like magnets where the price wants to go to there and either break it or reject it. So that's why you see this right here come back down, test, and then look at that, a bounce back up. So in a sense, if you were in calls, this is a new 15-minute candle. All right. So now we have a new 15-minute candle. This is how it looks. All right. So SPY below VWAP. We're below VWAP right here. So what we want to see, just like I said, come right here, bounce off of this, come up, break this, and then we're in for calls. Similar to SPY. SPY is coming up right here. A break of that could be a call for SPY. Again, this might bounce around because we have news coming up at 10 o'clock. So be patient. There's nothing to be rushing with the trade.
Morning, Sherry.
Be patient. There you go. Test the line right there. Just be patient. Google pushed. All right, so we have SPY pushing. Be patient. Oh, Google already broke to the upside. Come back down. She said, take it easy, I will do the work. You don't want to wind up yourself. Here we go. Let's see. All right, SPY's a call. AVGO. SPY's a call right now. I'm getting ready to jump in AVGO right here. Not yet. No, it didn't break yet. All right, I'm jumping in AVGO right here. I'm in the 175 at 122 average cost. If you had jumped into SPY when I told you to jump into SPY, you would have been up already from right here to the move. That's a dollar move just now on SPY. So congrats to anybody who jumped into SPY as well. I was just watching AVGO. I already had my contracts on AVGO, but on SPY that was a dollar move, just like that, from 74 up to the top right here. No, not exactly a dollar move, but all right. So for those of you who are just joining, I'm in an AVGO call, 175 call. Um, my average is 122. I also called a SPY call out right here on the break of this. So there's both 2-2 reversals right here. So with this, SPY target is going to be, first target is at 59.05. We're going to probably see some kind of rejection right here. Now we have 8 minutes till a 15-minute candle close. We have 8 minutes before news as well. All right. So that's what you want to pay attention to. Okay. Because we have news coming in at 10 o'clock. We have a lot of resistance in this area right now. Like it doesn't want to go through this right here. We have a lot of resistance right here.
Different time zone. Time. No, wrong chart.
So on a higher time frame, we're hitting VWAP on the 1 hour. Higher time frame, below VWAP on the 30. We're looking bearish on this, on the higher time frames. Know what I didn't look? right here. The target.
Yeah.
Target was very close.
That was a good one.
Yeah, spy was a good one too. This didn't have any type of resistance right here. This have some resistance right here. But what is that?
I don't know. I just saw sugar come up on the screen. Don't worry about it.
All right, we dropping on here. Let's see.
Right here. 5 minutes before the banks come in.
So we got 5 minutes before 10 o'clock, and this is what I didn't want. Get stuck right before news. So, um, SPY rejects off of here. SPY is dropping down, coming back down. So SPY was a good trade. If anybody went in SPY, they should have already took profit up here. A 50-cent move in SPY is amazing, especially on 0 DTE. Now with the new 5 minute, the new 15 minute that's coming in on a break of here on this SPY, on a break of this, we're gonna come down. Just like with this, I'm watching here on a break of this previous candle, right? I'm gonna get out. That's gonna be my stop loss right there. Now, the crazy part about with news coming in, it can spike the other way and then go the other way. So it fake out people. Right now we're below VWAP. I want to see a push that close us above VWAP on AVGO. Like I said, I like the setup, but we still didn't break. We still didn't break, which the better thing was to do was to wait for the break. But I trade breakouts, and what part of breakouts is you wait for the first 15-minute candle. And with the first 15-minute candle, the break of that direction is where you normally want to take it because it kind of showed a breakout. So that's what we're looking at this one. We got 2 minutes before news come in. Yeah, on a higher time frame on these.
What the higher time frame is on SPY? SPY was a good trade. I hope you guys took your profit on that.
A higher time frame on SPY. Yeah. Higher time frame on SPY.
It shows it's bullish.
It shows it's bullish on SPY. On AVGO, the higher time frames on AVGO is showing bearish.
All right, we got a couple seconds. We got less than a minute.
So they could drop this down, which I'm gonna hate, but I'm gonna close if this happens. So 23 seconds before news comes out.
Morning to everybody that's now coming in. It's 10 o'clock. Banks just came in. And we got news going on.
Yeah, SPY broke to the downside. See how they're messing around right here? What's the news? Okay. Pending. 49. That's pending. The other ones are good. Oh, construction spending is up. That's a big difference in number. That's a big difference in number. All right, hold on. All right. Hold on.
Fighting with SPY, boy.
Did another number come out? 70. 7.57. Jobs are lower. See right here? They're fighting right here. A breakout this low and I'm out. All right, I'm out, guys. I'm out of that trade. Just gave you two good trades.
SPY gave you up, he gave you down.
Yeah. Just gave you two good trades. What I'm going to hate is that if this comes down right here and bounce off of here and go back up for the day. Mm. So Spy did a 2 to reversal on a 15 minute, came down and almost hit his take profit right here. So the take profit on the 2 to reversal was at the bottom of this candle, came down here, didn't technically touch it all the way, but then bounce, go right back up, right? With AVGO on the daily time frame on AVGO is still within that zone, right? So it's still within that zone to where it could come right here at the 50% line, right? So right here at the 50% line, come right here at the 50% line and bounce off. The thing is, it might happen. Does it have to happen? No. So you cut your losses, and if you come down and you see the trade happen again, and you see the reversal on the 50 line, then you could take it, right? The thing is, we didn't get any confirmation to the upside. We were looking for a break. Um, Technically, my game plan was to do this, wait for the break right here, but I took the trade early based on a break of the 15-minute candle. Okay. So, based on a breakout strategy, first 15 minutes, came down, tested support line, bounce up, break, took the trade, but it came back down, closed right here, then came break right here. Right. So, I got out at the break of the day low. Right now, I have Google sell. Um, my Google sells has never failed me. So, let me look at Google sell. Google sell. No, not Google sell. A Google long. A Google long. I have a Google long going off. Yeah. So Google long. I'm gonna jump into a Google long. So right now I jump into a Google long. Um, I like Google as well. Google has the same setup as AVGO, just that Google broke. So with Google breaking, Google doesn't have a gap to fill versus AVGO right here. AVGO had a gap to fill right here. Okay. So with that gap to fill, we were looking at right here as a potential bounce or not a bounce, but as a potential rejection. But the target was going to be up here first the body, then the wick, right? So again, AVGO is making its way down. If we break below the 50, then we're going to go back down. With this is a perfect setup for a 2-2 reversal. With Google, target is at 163.81. So that's the target for Google, 163.81, which is the top of this candle. I normally look at the body as well because we're gonna have some kind of rejection or resistance right at the body, which is right here. So when I say the body is gonna be right here, right?
Mm-hmm. Go to All right.
All right, so some kind of technical difficulties right there. Um, but either way, we have Google pushing up. So I'm in a Google call right now. So Google to right here is 68. We're gonna probably see some kind of bounce off of there as well. Google hasn't touched that 200 in. Oh, let me take that off. So Google haven't touched that in 246 bars. Okay. So with that, we're gonna have our first test. Most likely we're gonna come up and test that 200. That 200 is gonna be at 159. Okay. So look for some kind of resistance, some kind of rejection at 159. Um, but the target is up here based on the 2-2 reversal for the day. Okay. So if in some sense, if you want to lock in some profits right here when it hit here, or you want to take your whole profit, or if you're in profit while you're in the trading and be like, yo, I want to take profit, then you could do that. On the 1 hour, my alert just went off on Google. I normally get a alert on my 1 hour chart. So when I look at my 1 hour chart, I already know it's gonna look bullish in a sense. Um, need to make your chart clearer and closer. Is my charts too far? Hold on. How do I do that? Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. So AVGO right now is testing the 50, like I mentioned before. So with AVGO, you could look for some type of reversal right here because we might see a bounce off of AVGO, right? Or it could continue down. But AVGO right now is testing the 50. So right there, testing the 50. Got 2 minutes left. Might see a bounce off of that. It's in this little buy zone as well. How can I do that? Make chart clearer and closer. Is it because I have two?
The quality of it will be better. They would have to go into their settings and click higher picture quality. So tell them when they tap the screen. So if you guys, if it doesn't look as clean, all you have to do on your phone is tap the wheel at the right hand corner of your phone. Once you tap that wheel, it's going to drop you down to a little drop down on YouTube, and it go on to quality. It automatically puts everybody in 720p, but you could put higher picture quality. So once you pick higher quick picture quality, the screen should be a lot more crisp for you. Okay? So you'll be able to see everything a little bit more cleaner. But they automatically put everybody in 720p, obviously to conserve data and whatnot. But if you want a higher quality, just tap your screen, the little wheel at the right top, you click on that, and this go into quality and pick higher picture quality. But that uses more data, just so you know. And then there's a button that says advanced, and that's where you can get the 1080p. If you like 1080p, then you can go ahead and click on that. Hopefully that helps you guys. And to get it closer on your phone, all you have to do is zoom in. Now that you have good picture quality, just kind of zoom in using your fingers to go in and out. Let me know if that helps.
All right, so like I said, guys, right now I'm in a Google call. So I'm in a Google call. Um,
I'm just gonna hold it.
and I'm gonna hold on to this for my profits. The target right now, like I mentioned, the first target is 62.35. Okay. 62.35. The other target is 63.83. With AVGO right now is right on the 50% line. So right here we could see a potential bounce back to the upside. If it continue to fall, then it's gonna be bearish. Okay. But what you want to look for is some kind of bounce back to the upside or reversal back to the upside to show that all right, you could do it. You could get in. All right, so AVGO is breaking through 50. Just see if it holds on the 50. See in a half an hour. Yeah, higher time frames. Yeah, on the higher time frame, this was definitely bearish right here. So we're hitting the take profit on the 4 hour right here. 2 to reversal to the downside, target hit, which is a good place for it, a potential bounce because right here you have target hidden. The bottom of the wick will be target at 163.71, right? But we have this 50, the retracement of the 50 line for the day. So right now we're hitting on that. This is a nice candle, just like over here. These are nice candles. These are candles that you would love to see, but you want to see a break of the day, right? Um, my original game plan was to wait for it to break the day before I get in, but I saw the breakout as far as on the 15-minute chart, so that's why I took it. But it came right back down. So right now, AVGO is continuing down. So I wouldn't even get into AVGO right now. At least I'm out of it. Still in Google. Again, my target is 162.40. What is it? 162.35 is my target. So right here, you have this 15-minute right here. This 15-minute can come. We're in a little buy zone right here on AVGO. So in a sense, if we pop back up right here and then the next 15 break and go come up, then that's a potential call, right? Where you bounce off the 50 to go up and make new highs. But you have the VWAP that's gonna also be a resistance level. So if you even break this 15, you could do a call. It'll be a quick type of thing where you could take the profit at VWAP if you want to do that. Let's see where SPY is now. Is SPY reverse back? No, SPY continue down. Look at
Mm-hmm.
that. Look at that. So I made a call on SPY, right? Which if you did the call, you would have made money on the call right up here. And then I said if it breaks here, it's a 2-2 reversal to the downside, right? And then right here was your take profit. Okay. So from right here, 556.82 to 555, almost a dollar drop right there alone. But since then, it dropped from the break, it dropped $2.50. So that's a good drop right there. And then this is doing the same thing. Come down to the 50% line. So it's right here is a 50% line, testing the 50%. All of this right now is bright green, right? So we have a lot of buyers in this area. If it breaks through this, then I'm like, if it breaks through all of this, then SPY's going to shit. Which SPY, I mean, we should come down on SPY for the month. Oh, this is the month. It's already coming down. Yeah. Anybody have any questions? Anybody took any of the trades this morning? She has a dog wrapped around.
Yeah, she was so people would pull her.
So SPY's testing the 50 right now. If you look at that, testing, look at that. Test the 50, bounce right off the 50. Dollar move. Almost a dollar move. But if you look at it, test the 50, bounce right off the 50. Yo, what happened to shop? So this is what I was talking about, guys. Like when it hit the 50, you normally see a bounce off the 50. So if you look at that, SPY just bounce up off the 50. That's a dollar move up to the upside. Just like that. AVGO. AVGO is pushing back up. So if you look at AVGO right now, that 50 is creating, if it closed below the 50 and continue down, you might see that. But if it close above, you have 6 minutes left, close above the 50, we're looking at the same thing where it used that come down, test this, and then go down. Now what they could do with this, guys, is remember this, right? They're doing it to catch people on the on the short side. So people that are going in and they're saying, okay, I'm going short. All right, they could trap them in the shorts. Okay. People that are going long, the people that are going long are already out. Most of them are out because the simple fact they see this drop happening. So if you know your charts, right? If you could take the drawdown now, depending when you're trading options, depending on when your option expire, you could see a big negative, especially if you're looking at this week's contract. So because I had this week's contract, I mean the drawdown was a lot higher than if I was supposed to have, say for instance, 2 months out. If I had 2 months out, my contracts wouldn't be affected as much, but at the same time it's like with this, it gives you time, right? But the thing is, when you buy your contracts that far out, you have to be disciplined to say, all right, regardless if it keep on dropping, I am closing at a level where I see it breaks. So in a sense, you could still buy 2 months contract, but when it break the day low, you still have to close it, unless you're saying, all right, I'm gonna see what happens at the 50, right? My thing was, um, I was looking for it. I know that if it breaks here, I know that it would have dropped more because this was a 2-2 reversal, but it was messing around. So I wanted to see if it would have came here, if it would have bounced back up. But once it came here and break the low, I know that it will continue down to at least the 50. So it did that, but now what's going to happen once it hit that 50? Once it hit the 50, if we see a reversal on the 15-minute, then we're probably going to go back up, test highs, and break. So Google is pushing up right now. Like I said, I got in Google. I was down a little bit on Google, but I'm not even paying no attention to. I'm not saying I'm not paying attention, but with Google, Google is a great setup. Just like, but with Google, Google already broke the day. See, I was anticipating the break of this, the same. AVGO is the same setup, no different. AVGO is the same setup. So if AVGO breaks this daily candle right here, we're gonna push up. Okay, just like how Google is pushing up right now, we're gonna push up because that's a 2-2 reversal to the upside. So you're looking at right here. Actually, there's three places. There's gonna be right here where a gap closed right there. Then you're gonna have right here, which is the body of the candle. Then you're gonna have right here, which is the wick of the candle on previous. Okay, so those are what you're gonna have for AVGO if AVGO breaks right here. All right, guys. So with that said, I'm still in Google right now, but it's 10. It's about to be 10:30. Um, I still have my Google calls. If you're in Google right now, let me see. What's the contract?
Oh, hold on. It was like 80 cents. I mean,
All right. So right now I'm at break even on my contracts for Google calls. Okay. So I'm on break even for my Google calls. So if you want to get in Google calls, I got the 162.50 calls. So I'm at break even at those on those right now. But till then, guys, have a great and amazing rest of your day. It's 10:30. Got other stuff to do. But till then, guys, tomorrow I'll be back live on here at 9:30 to trade again. And remember, tomorrow is gonna be a volatile day in the market because we have tariffs coming in. So with that, once you see a profit on Google, if you love your profit, take your profit. I'm gonna be monitoring this offline. So all right, guys, hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow morning.